My name is Sarah Woodbury, and I'm here today with my husband Dan to talk about the After Cilmeri series.
So the After Cilmeri series rewrites the history of Wales. What prompted you to want to do that?
There are a few points in history, and Welsh history in particular, that I see as turning points. Things where everything could have been different if that event hadn't happened, and the death of Llywelyn ap Griffith is one of those things. I love history, I love everything about history, but in Welsh history in particular, the hero always dies in the end, and it's really hard to craft a good story or an enjoyable story where that happens. And few moments in history have had more of an impact on the course of history than the death of Llywelyn ap Griffith, who was the last Welsh Prince of Wales, at a little place called Cilmeri in eastern Wales. He was lured into an ambush by false promises by some English barons and beheaded. It's really that moment that is a turning point for Wales. If he hadn't died, perhaps they could have won the war. Even at the time, chroniclers said that if Llywelyn had lived only a few more weeks, all of Wales would have flocked to his banner. King Edward was fighting a war in the middle of winter. He might have lost the faith of his barons, he'd run out of money. All of those things could have led to a very different outcome if only Llywelyn had lived. Of all moments in Welsh history, it is that moment, that hour, that stands out to me as the turning point.
So what happened in our history, the actual history, after Llywelyn's death? Was it really all that bad?
Well, that really depends on your perspective if you're English or Welsh. So Edward was trying to craft a single unified nation out of different ethnic groups. I mean, not just Welsh, but Irish and Scot as well. But in so doing, he wanted to make English culture and law preeminent. And he had a very active campaign to suppress Welsh culture. In doing this, he built giant stone castles all over the country. He suppressed Welsh law, and at the very minimum, he made his own son the Prince of Wales.
So the starting point of the series then is that Llywelyn doesn't die.
That's exactly right. So I basically took that issue of the assassination, threw in a little time travel, and asked, what if he hadn't died? And on top of that, what happens to the two teenagers who save him? And that is really the starting point of the series, which is now 16 novels long, plus a 17th book, which is a companion to the series, which includes maps and timelines and photographs of all these places in Wales and Britain. The 17th book in the series is actually coming out March 28th, and it's that book that we're going to be talking about next week.
So I'm going to ask you some questions that you've written for me, and we're going to see how it goes.
If you like this video, click on the playlist or subscribe to my channel. There'll be a new video next week. And if you want to check out my books, click on the link to my webpage.